What if this is the time that it actually sticks? Maybe you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and you need a roadmap. Here is how you're gonna start your fitness journey and actually achieve real sustainable change. First, I want you to actually ask yourself, why do you want this? Do you want to feel good day to day? Do you want more energy, more confidence? Do you want to look good? Do you want mental clarity? Do you want long-term sustainable, high quality health and higher quality of life? Amazing, all of them. But off of that, what exactly is your goal? Do you want to lose fat and gain muscle? Because typically when people say they want to lose weight or look toned, for example, that's what they really mean. They want to lose fat and gain muscle. Each very specific goal may be tailored slightly different, but generally if you want more muscle and less fat, that's the direction we're gonna go with here. While you're watching this video, or directly after it, or if you simply can't, well, at some point today, I want you to do one thing that aligns with the person you want to be. This can be drinking more water, going for an extra walk. It can be going to the gym for the first time. Literally anything. One thing. You don't have to do any research, just do one thing today, because the most important part is that you just start. You're gonna learn so much along the way, but you can't just sit and wish for it. You have to work for it. You have to make it happen yourself. No one's coming to save you. No one's doing the work for you. I'm here to help you, but I can't do it for you. But as you get started, you need to accept that this is going to take a long time. Depending on your starting point and your goal, it might take you a different amount of time than the next person, but it's not gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna take 1 or even 2 weeks. It won't even take 1 month. But that's why it's so important to romanticize and fall in love with the journey and the process. I always like to say that the faster you get results, typically the shorter they stay. And this is a hard thing to accept, and you might not believe in yourself just yet, especially if you've been through the lose and the gain cycle and this and that, and you've tried every diet, every whatever, and you just kind of feel lost. The moment you start believing in yourself is typically when you keep showing up, you keep the promises you make to yourself, you are consistent, and then that leads to actually seeing real progress. And then seeing that on yourself lights a fire under you and makes you want to keep going and believe that you can actually achieve these things and do what you set your mind to. It does get easier as you put in the reps, but it doesn't matter how bad you wish for something or how much you even know about something if you're not physically doing. Start small and be consistent. That's why I'm telling you, do one thing today, just one thing, doesn't matter what it is. One thing. Something is always better than nothing, and if you don't do one thing today and you decide you want to start tomorrow instead, well, tomorrow you're just 1 day behind than you could have been. We're gonna get into the 5 specific areas that you need to work on and how you need to work on them in order to achieve physical change. But how do you even know if you're on the right path? When you do get started, you know, you're like, Morgan, you're telling me to do one thing today. How do I know if I'm doing the right thing? Well, just starting is simply the right thing. But also along the way, make sure to take into account different things. For example, maybe you're someone who wants to take pictures of your progress every Monday, for example. Take a picture of yourself, see physical changes, because this does happen slowly, right? Maybe you want to journal or take note of your energy and your mood and see how that changes long term, because those things should improve. Notice how your clothes fit you over time. This also should change. What I don't want you to do though is stare at your weight, the number of pounds, number of kilos, whatever that you weigh every day, because that doesn't really say anything about your body. But if you do want to take it up a notch and have super clear metrics if you're headed down the right road and something that can help you kind of interpret your progress, you can use one of my favorite tools for long-term progress, which is the Body Pod by Hume Health. I've been using this since literally September. In a few months, that's gonna be a year long of time, and it's such a game changer. A big thank you to Hume Health for sponsoring this video. So basically the Body Pod is a powerful body analyzer. Again, I'm so big on the fact that the number of pounds you weigh doesn't matter, but what does matter is your body composition. I mean, that's really the goal of this journey, right? We're talking about less fat, more muscle, which gives you, I mean, a lot of things. More energy, healthier body, but also it does make you look awesome. And since muscle is more dense than fat, the basic scale may make you think that you need to, you know, do all this cardio and shed some fat and whatever because you weigh too much, but that just may not be the case. Matter of fact, maybe during this journey, you don't necessarily want the scale to change that much, because if you are gaining a good amount of muscle and also losing some fat, you know, it might not go anywhere crazy, but more muscle is a great thing. So if the scale stays higher, whereas maybe you used to go about this thinking the scale needed to be really low, I want you to change your perspective on that. The Body Pod is the world's first body analyzer that uses 8 frequency sensors to deliver precise metrics. Your full body composition, your lower half and your upper half. That's why you step on it, but you also pull up the bar so it can really get an accurate reading of your entire body. It can even tell things about your heart health, which is so important. It is 98% accurate compared to medical grade health scans, which you'd pay a lot of money to get done, which is the best part and just so cool. So accessible. It hooks up to an app so you can see everything, and then you can see the trends of your long-term progress, right? These numbers are definitely gonna fluctuate day to day, just like how much you weigh. Well, your water retention or your hormones, things are gonna fluctuate day to day, but you can look at it over a longer period of time and see how the trends are going. If something's not trending in the direction that you want, then maybe there's some habits you need to change. And it leverages AI to study your sleep, your nutrition, and your activity. It connects to Apple Health and other things, which is great. And then it can give you personalized feedback to help you change certain habits and understand the areas you do need to work on. It's such an awesome tool. You get a weekly health score, and I really, really love it. You can use my discount code, which stacks on top of Hume Health's current sale, and you can save up to 50% off, which is valid for 7 days. So make sure to click the link in my description box. Also, if you are in the US, the Body Pod is FSA and HSA eligible. So you could get it covered free by your health insurance, which is insane. It's kind of like proactive healthcare. Such an awesome tool. And now here are the 5 areas you must work on to see real progress. Sustainable progress. The first one is sleep. You need to be getting your sleep. Chances are there is one thing you can do to improve your sleep today. Maybe you have kids, maybe you have other responsibilities. I know it is hard and it's harder for some people than others, but your sleep matters. If you're not sleeping, you're not gonna have energy, you're not gonna be recovered. How are you expected to work out the next day? How are you expected to do everything that life demands you? Also, when you don't sleep, your hunger hormones are out of whack and it makes you literally want more junk food and want to overeat. So just by sleeping, you can also kind of help fix your nutrition, which is amazing. I always tell people that sleep should be your number one first step because, it's something that you already do, but make it better, make it longer. If you're not sleeping, what can you do tonight to sleep better and longer? The next thing is strength training. Okay, I love lifting weights. If that's not something you're into, either you don't have to do it or you can work up to it. I truly think it's amazing. It has changed my life for the better, but maybe you want to do other forms of strength training, go for it. There are other ones out there, but you're probably going to get different things from different forms. Just FYI. But the reason you want to be strength training is because more muscle not only looks hot, right? but it increases your bone density, which is something you lose as you age. So it's healthy to have more muscle on your body. Also, having more muscle on your body allows your body to burn more calories at rest simply by existing. So just by having more muscle means that you burn more calories, so maybe it's easier to shed some fat, but also you're able to eat more. And also, don't you want to be strong, right? Like life is easier in a fit body. When you're boarding the plane, lifting your carry-on bag, when you're taking the groceries in the house from a grocery run, literally just day-to-day life. The more muscle you build now, the better your quality of life is going to be as you age. And we're talking about sustainable change here, right? Don't you want to be fit and able to do so many things for as long as you can? You don't want to get into your older age and start deteriorating. How do you fight that? Keep your body and your brain strong, essentially. I'm super passionate and adamant about strength training because when I first started trying to get into fitness, lose weight, etc., I didn't know at all the importance of building muscle and strength training. I tried to just cardio bunny, lose the fat, this, that, whatever, and then I just kept feeling skinny fat. I felt like I had the same composition, the same flabbiness, for lack of a better term, just in a smaller body, and I didn't really understand how to change that. I also wasn't getting stronger, so it's like I didn't feel or look any different. So I'm super adamant about this, and I do have a video about being a super beginner in the gym and with weightlifting and strength training that I'll link in the description box. However, I really, really recommend you follow a program. I use the Alive app. I really, really love it. It walks you through your workout every single day, and it just takes such pressure off of your mental load and like gym anxiety and all of that. It really, really helps, and it makes me want to keep going. It's helped me be consistent. And I think following a program is such key to not only help you learn and advance in the gym, but also get you actual real results. Like, people make programs for a reason. If you just walk in and do whatever you feel like, it's not going to be as productive. Next is cardio. Okay, you do have to be moving your body, but don't force yourself to do something you hate, right? If you hate running, don't make yourself run. However, moving your body, maybe you have a step goal. I love having a step goal, but that is what gets you to burn calories, right? So if you want to shed some fat, you kind of got to be burning calories. That's just the math of it. Only doing cardio and no strength, well, it's not exactly gonna give you muscle or give you that toned look if that's what you're going for, but cardio is an important part, not to mention it's good for your heart, right? It's good to get your heart rate up. It is healthy for you. We want long-term, high-quality health. The next thing is hydration. You've heard it time and time again, drink your water. It's so important though. Sometimes you're not hungry, you're not tired, you're just dehydrated. You gotta stay on top of that water. Maybe throw in some electrolytes, maybe flavor it to make it more fun. Whatever you gotta do, and you don't have to force yourself to drink a gallon a day. Some people do that. That's fine. If you're already struggling drinking your water, don't force yourself to try to hit a gallon, because that's just gonna be hard and not sustainable, and maybe your body doesn't even want it. My body does not do well with a gallon of water a day. I tried that for 75 hard and I'm 5'1". I just simply don't think I need that. But water, staying hydrated, it's gonna help with your energy, your mood, your mental clarity, so many things. And all of these things day to day will affect you, but then over weeks, over months, right? It's like what you do every day creates who you are and how you act and what you're able to get done. And if you're healthier and more fit and whatever, you simply can get more done and have more fun and just enjoy more in life, is truly how I feel. Like, this is all in my opinion. But if you just Google the benefits of hydration too, there is a long list that would take us a long time to cover. So literally you gotta have a water goal. Get a water bottle that's, whatever amount of ounces, and say, hey, I need to drink 2 of these a day, and call it good. Whatever you gotta do. Set reminders on your phone. Put sticky notes around your office. Lastly, nutrition. This is huge. Protein and whole foods. Especially if you live in the US like I do, there's truly a lot of bad food out there. There really just is. It's just the reality of it. However, eating more protein is going to help you build or sustain muscle mass, which again, we just talked about how important it is to have muscle in your body. Protein fuels that. Protein helps your muscles grow, helps them recover. Also is awesome for your hair, skin, and nails. So that's a plus. Beauty plus, we love that. It also, may help you eat less of the quote bad foods. If you're eating more protein, it helps you stay fuller for longer. Maybe it's gonna help you snack less. Or maybe if you have a big sweet tooth, I know I do, have a dessert that is in combination with some protein. I'm not saying have chocolate on top of chicken breast, right? But maybe you use protein powder, maybe you use Greek yogurt. Pair a protein source with whatever your sweet treat is, and that helps satisfy the craving quicker. And maybe you eat less of the chocolate or whatever. Not that chocolate's bad, there's a time and place for everything. But then also with whole foods, if you just want the best diet that there is out there, just prioritize whole foods. Again, there's a time and place for things that aren't necessarily whole foods, but the more whole foods you eat, the more nutrients you're getting in. I'm talking both macronutrients and micronutrients. And if you're not familiar, macronutrients, all it means is protein, fats, and carbs, and you need all of them. Carbs give you energy. We just talked about protein. Fats are really awesome for hormonal health, especially if you're a woman. But then micronutrients, there's vitamins and minerals that you get through whole foods. You're gonna feel your best energy-wise. You're gonna look your best. Nutrition is a really complex topic in itself, but my best recommendation is to aim for 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. So for example, if you're 100 pounds, 100 grams of protein in a day, and that's aiming, right? So if you fall short, that's okay. Add variety into your foods, add color, look for sources of fiber. Fiber is also huge. Building meals can be really difficult, but start with your protein source, then next look for your fiber, and then add some carbs and fat. Aiming for more whole foods instead of thinking like, oh, cut this food group and oh, lower to this calorie amount, whatever, is what's gonna do you the best. Because if you are eating protein and whole foods, chances are your calorie intake is gonna be lower anyway, and it's gonna make you feel good from the inside out. I've done other videos where I really deep dive on these 5 areas, a ton more, but I already feel like I've been talking so much. So as a brief concept, Those 5 areas are what you need to work on in order to sustain this fitness journey and have real long-lasting change. It's a lifestyle. And you'll have seasons and phases of where you're, maybe more dedicated or more balanced or whatever, but having these 5 things as core principles of your lifestyle is just gonna help you get more out of life and feel good while doing it. And now your daily routine is gonna look different from the person next to you, right? Even if you have similar goals. Everyone's at different starting points. Everyone has different relationships with exercise, with food, whatever. But I want you to envision who you wanna be and what that person does every single day, because what you do every single day creates who you are. Your daily habits create you. What you do today determines how you feel and look tomorrow. Think about, what does a healthy person do? I want to be a healthy person. Well, what do? They probably lift weights, get in their steps, eat well. Well, those are things that you can start doing today. Do the habits that a healthy person would be doing. And then you are that healthy person. You are literally creating that person, that version of yourself. You have to be consistent. You have to show up for yourself and keep the promises that you want to make to yourself. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be motivated every day, but sometimes you have to set the emotions aside and just show up. It's okay if you have a bad workout. It's okay if you mess up, whatever. Just get back on and try again. Because the worst thing you can do is just quit. Notice your small wins over time, celebrate them, clap for yourself. This can feel lonely at times, but you have me. But really try to identify with who you want to be and make these things fit into your current lifestyle, right? If you have something at 5 p.m. right after work every single day, well, don't try to stick the gym in at 5 p.m. because you know you can't do that. Whatever your current lifestyle is, insert these habits where they go so you're not changing everything at once, because the more you change it once, the harder it is to stick to. Keep pushing, keep going, and know that the journey is not linear. But you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And I'm still on my journey. The journey's not over, right? I have goals. I'm not in my peak fitness, my peak shape, whatever. I still have goals and I'm working at them every day. The journey's not linear, but I have come so far from where I started. And if I can do it, you can do it. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you have not. I love you. I'm wishing you well. Check out the Hume Health Body Pod. Get up to 50% off, and I'll see you in my next one.